Okay, we're live. Hey everyone, this is Alex Barker. This is the first time we've ever done anything like this, so hopefully this is a lot of fun. I asked the question, what if pharmacy had a supportive community? And the reason why I ask it is because we're doing something really new and big for the Happy PharmD, which is why I'm joined by Laura Licari. Hey, Laura.
Hey, guys.
Hopefully everyone can hear us. But we wanted to make a big deal about this because we're going to be doing more live videos like this. And we wanted to talk to Laura and get a little bit more out of her story. You guys can comment on things. And with this new cool software, I can bring them in and hopefully we can figure that out. So what we want to do, though, is talk about this new community that we're making. And we've hired Laura on to be our community manager, which is crazy. It's crazy to think about. Oh, hey, I'm going to show this. Look at that, Lori, thank you so much. Appreciate your kind comment. I think she is fabulous too. It was a very easy mold. In fact, Laura, when I first interviewed you for becoming a coach, it was like you were sharing like your past with the Illinois Pharmacists Association as their past president. You were like, I really want to create community. I really want to create a place where pharmacists feel uplifted. So I didn't even have this in mind for you when I first started. I just thought you'd be a great coach.
This has been quite serendipitous.
Yeah. You want to talk about the history, about everything that you've gone through.
I love it. And I think you and I have had similar experiences in the pharmacy community, wanting more and wanting to feel that support and that camaraderie and not really being able to find it either, in real life or even in some online opportunities. And when you started talking to me about creating an inclusive, positive, supportive outpouring of joy and enthusiasm, I thought, yeah, that's what I'm all about. Let's do it. So I feel like you are really hitting on something that is lacking right now, especially how the profession feels. Kind of the pulse of the profession's a little bit weak right now. And I think people are looking to feel that joy that they had when they first went to school.
Yeah. Joy. I'm hoping that comes. I'm going to bring in some comments. So you've got a few people saying hello and congratulations.
RUCOP, yes.
Georgia says congrats. Drew says awesome. David says crazy. Hopefully that's a good crazy.
Always.
And Heartbeat shares, oh yes, couldn't have said it better myself. So amazing to hear some like-minded pharmacists. That's what we're hoping to do. There's actually some really interesting research in this big book that I found. I can't even show it because it's supporting my computer. But what they found in the research is that when you have a very strong social support system, when you're surrounded by people that are going towards the same goal, you're much more likely to achieve that end result, i.e. looking for a job in this research. That is what we're going to do. And I'm really excited about this. Laura, I know that you had told me when I first introduced this idea of being our community manager, you said that this is what you had been trying to do within your association. Tell us a little bit more about what you were hoping for, what like the end result, what were you dreaming about?
Oh, yes. Great question, Alex. And if there's anyone who's affiliated with IPHA, Illinois Pharmacists Association, shout out, then you know that I am your spark plug for let's get this done. And in Illinois, we say fire up for pharmacy. So that is the tagline that we've been using. And that's what I've tried to infuse into this professional association. And with a group of people. I love it because we're all over the state. We've got different political views. We've got different pathways that took us to pharmacy, a lot of independent pharmacists, a lot of chain community pharmacists. We all were feeling that same lethargy about our careers. And I found a group of like-minded people who wanted to change that. And so we really talked more about, and I've shared this with you, Alex, let's create practice settings for pharmacists that are unique and different and energizing and patient forward. And that is slow, painstaking work, right? To change legislation and to change the minds of politicians. And I really love that advocacy work. And you've been very supportive of that, which is wonderful to me. How do we take kind of that vibe of advocacy and let's work together and apply that individually and as a team so that we can push ourselves forward? And when you positioned that to me, I was like, I am all in. This is awesome.
Yes. As a part of, so that a lot of people don't know this, but when a pharmacist becomes a coach in our company, we have what we call an expert pathway, where we basically attempt to find out what's the big impact you want to make in the world, ideally in pharmacy, or how can we relate it to pharmacy? And one of the things that you had told me in your interview before you started even coaching was, I really want to impact policy and our community. I feel like we have a lot of work to be done. And what came out of that was this idea of creating a grant, right? I personally fell in love with the idea, but what we're hoping to do is get more clarity around what's that big impact we want to make and start using, profits that we make from our company to be funding a grant that has some sort of advocacy or policy bent to it.
Yep.
I'm hoping for like innovation, but we don't know. But that kind of follows, right? That follows a new maxim that we have for our company, which is progress before perfection. We do not have it all put together as much as I wish we did. But we don't, and we're trying to figure stuff out as we go. And I think as we basically start getting more and more pharmacists into our tight-knit community, we're going to get clarity about that. But it has me excited. I'm pumped. I think you are too.
A little bit, just a little bit. Guys, to hear, someone echo back to you, hey, I want to help you achieve these goals of advocacy. You don't hear that a lot. I'm sure you don't hear that a lot, right? When you were in school, it was encouraged to do all these extracurricular, co-curricular activities and be involved and go to legislative day. And then you start working full time and you get caught up in living your life. And those activities that really energized you and infused this sense of passion tend to drop off, understandably. And Alex, the fact that you recognize and support that, for me, has made all the difference in the world. And then that makes me like, yes, we're going to do this.
Well, admittedly, I think I fit that description, because when I started practice right after residency, I didn't find a way in. Mm-hmm. And admittedly, it's difficult to find out how you can help and serve. Mm-hmm. I made a few connections and I wrote a few articles for Michigan Pharmacists Association, but
shout out MPA.
Yeah, right. But I guess I'm fulfilling the guilt that I have about not supporting advocacy. But the hope is that we make a really big change. I mean, I don't want to share everything that we have going on behind the scenes, but some really exciting stuff.
Really, I know. And I'm happy to be that conduit for you. And, I think a lot of people, I know a lot of people feel the same way that you do, which is like, where do I even start? It's overwhelming to get through each day right now. How do I even find, how am I going to make the time or find the time to do this extra work? And I think, once you get involved and once you find out how much you love it, it's easy. It's easier, but it's finding that group of people that feel the same way as you do. And that is what that IPHA community meant to me. And I'm hoping that we're going to find that coming up here soon for us too.
I think so. We already have a lot of awesome pharmacists. And this is actually probably a good announcement. If you are in our group right now in Career Jumpstart, or you're working with one of our coaches, like, make sure that you're involved in our current community, because we're there to encourage one another. We're there to help each other grow and achieve our goals together. And we're, again, admittedly, we're figuring this out as we go.
Yeah.
This is brand new for us. There's a reason why I hired Laura. I'm not good at this stuff.
And I love it. So
Laura, yes, Laura is much better than I. And
I think you're pretty good at it, Alex.
Well, yeah, it comes down to, focusing on what you're really great at, right? Yeah. And you're infinitely better at this stuff. So I'm very excited to put this in your hands and let you grow it longer than a year, because isn't that how long the year you do a year's term for presidency? You
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, man, I mean, where do I start? I'm nobody special. Like, I was such an average student in school. You can ask my friends, you can ask my professors, very average, was not super involved. It was 5 years after school that I even started to become involved. And so I stand up like as the past president of IPHA, and I was nobody special. Like, it's just, I found the right crew to run with. And that pushed me in directions that I never thought I could achieve. I never, ever thought I would say, I'm past president of IPHA. I mean, not in 1 million years. And again, I love this word, just serendipity. You come together, you find that right crew, and man, they can just push you to succeed in ways you didn't even know were possible.
Yeah. It's all about surrounding yourself, right?
Absolutely.
And taking one step at a time. So this is exciting. Hopefully this way of doing things was fun for people. We plan on doing more of these kinds of things. Mm-hmm. Let me know in the comments that, hey, this was good. We've gotten a few comments in places, mostly from LinkedIn, it looks like. So thank you everyone for commenting and posting. I appreciate it. Helps me know that this is actually working.
Absolutely.
So thank you for that. Laura, anything else you want to share or talk about before we end our broadcast here?
I don't think so, Alex. I am really excited to roll out what we're working on in a little bit here. And so this is just the tip of the iceberg, guys. We're really excited.
Very cool. Thanks for everyone for watching, and let me know if you like this, if this was good. I appreciate your feedback. Bye, everyone.
Bye.